Go ahead, Aaron.
All right. Well, we were waiting for Carter to do the introduction, but I'll do it here. Welcome again to Time for a Change 295. The uh, owner of the YouTube channel, Michael K. Wilson. We got uh, Jarrell, the Duck Hunter Carter on the line. We got our very own Michael K. Wilson, the Nut Smash on the line, including myself and Ariane Harris. And we got
Pause.
Tayo should change his NFL team from a Cowboy fan on the line, but still a Buckeye fan, Correga. So we're going to go ahead and give the floor over to my boy Carter. He has a lot to say about his Oregon Ducks as the only undefeated team in the BCS, the only undefeated team, which Ohio State was going to beat them after a 1 second blunder. However, we still going to give the floor to Mr. Darrell Duck Hunter Carter. The floor is yours. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man. Cause I mean, we looking good, but really, hold on. Let me take this mask off. I put the mask on because we came and stole the Big Ten. You know, no face, no case. A lot of people upset. They looking for me because we gonna be hosting that trophy here in a few weeks. But that's neither here nor there. Um, are the Buckeyes gonna make it? I don't know. That's my question because we could lose next week and we still gonna be in a championship game, even if we do lose. I don't see that happening. But yeah, what is there to be said for real about Oregon? Top offense, top defense, looking unstoppable. We clearly are the best team in the country. Like, I mean, it's not even close. We did have uh um I wouldn't even say a scare, you know what I mean? Because even if you was watching that game, not watching it live, but like checking the game, the Wisconsin game, and you looking at it on your phone, like, oh, Wisconsin's up. Yeah, Oregon's gonna find a way to pull it out. We are the only team in the country to be undefeated and to play have 8 straight conference games. Nobody else did that. Nobody else played 8 straight games. We did. And we was banged up and everything. But we still got the W against Wisconsin. That's all that matters. Is a win is a win. My question is, are y'all going to be there? It's hard to beat a team twice. So if y'all do get there, I'm not going to be like, yeah, we're going to spank y'all again. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Because it's hard to beat a team twice in the same year. But I do think that we are better than y'all. Now, I'm not talking in a sense of player for player talent. I just feel like our coaching puts us on a different level than y'all. You know what I mean? And the way we go about business. I don't think Ryan Day is um, a great coach. That because he's definitely a good coach. I think what he lacks, Dan Lanning doesn't, as far as in-game adjustments, in-game scenarios, and stuff like that. I think what he lacks, Dan Lanning doesn't in that department. And I feel like Ohio State, how can I say this? Ohio State is better than what they show you. And the reason why they can't show you their true greatness and their full potential is because of Ryan Day and his coaching. I firmly believe that. Before the season even started, I said Ohio State should have the #1 defense, and it shouldn't even be close. I'm talking the runaway #1 defense in all of categories, and it shouldn't have been close. And I don't see why y'all don't have that. I think it just comes down to coaching. Then that's why I feel like Oregon is on a different level than Ohio State, and I feel like it's going to show if you guys make it to Indy.
Well, I'll say this, Carter, and I'm looking at the stats here from the Oregon Ohio State game. I look at how your boy here, I'm gonna pull up these stats here 1 second. Gabriel had a great game in that game. Gabriel was what 341 yards, 23-34. That's pretty much perfect. That's a QBR 96.9, right? Now Jordan
Ridiculous.
James, I don't understand why we couldn't stop him. 115 yards, 23 carries, a tutty. Dylan Gabriel, 4 carries, 32 yards, a tutty. Like, what is we doing? Now, the Indiana game, Ohio State cleaned everything up and got about 6 or 7 sacks on Rourke, because he was one of those accurate. And I hate when the announcers say, oh, he's the next Tom Brady accuracy. Man, get out of here, man. Tom Brady. Y'all giving him too much credit. I look
Now,
at Evan Stewart, 7 receptions, 149. Ooh, Jesus. Evan Stewart. And this is who, and why are we putting what's his face in
Iminosa.
there? We
Iminosa.
putting Denzel Burke on him. We're putting Ignu Wilson, who gets like 20 penalties each game for defensive holding or pass interference or whatever. Taz Johnson destroyed us. Terrence Ferguson destroyed us. Holden
but hold on,
destroyed
hold
us.
on. Tez Johnson didn't destroy y'all. I mean, the stats may say otherwise, but for 3.5, well, I wouldn't even say 3.5. I would say for 3 quarters, y'all had Tez Johnson contained. But
And
by
Evan
the
Stewart
time,
destroyed us.
and then,
So
and yeah, we found a way to get Tez Johnson matched up with Denzel Burke, and by that time, we was already in Denzel Burke's head. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He had already given up a couple not a couple touchdowns. He gave away a touchdown and a couple big plays, so he was already in his head. So by the time Tez Johnson got matched up on him, it was over.
Yeah. And look at it. Look at this. TD, I don't even know what that means. Igbosin. He got a penalty, pass deflection. He did that. Denzel Burke had no pass deflections, man. He was getting cooked the whole game. Caleb Downs, who I think is an underrated, I think he's underrated at his position at safety, 2 deflections. Cody Simon, linebacker, the 1 pass deflection. However, what I'm confused with, no pass deflections from the top NFL prospect and Denzel Burke. He keeps getting burnt. I'm going to call him Denzel Burnt. He is the new age Eli Apple. I'm sorry. And Igbosin is the new, I'll say he's the new, what's his name? Kirkpatrick from the Bengals keep getting penalties and too small to play the position. But then we cleaned it up in the Buckeye game when we played Indiana. Because I have to look at how Cody Simon 10. Now,
even with that Indiana game, don't take this the wrong way, because I'm not taking no credit away from Ohio State whatsoever. But Indiana is nobody. Like, I get that they was undefeated, but against who? Like, Indiana is, and now that they lost to y'all and lost badly, they're not even a playoff team. Now, for some reason, because of Ole Miss losing and Colorado lost and Alabama lost, Indiana is going to end up making the playoffs. But them losing yesterday, if other teams would have won like they were supposed to, Indiana wouldn't even, when you stack up, if you did a blind resume right now with Indiana and you put up their thing and you say that their loss is a blowout to Ohio State, they don't hold water against other teams. Alabama would get in over Indiana as a 3-loss team. If you put up their resumes side to side, Alabama would get in over Indiana as a 3-loss team. They're nobody. But that's what I'll be talking about with Ohio State. Like, how they looked yesterday.
And Carter, I'm looking at their schedule right now. Look at this. Who the Indiana? They play Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern, Nebraska. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead. I'm about to go hammer on this schedule with Indiana.
I just gotta kind of remind you guys. You gotta understand. They hit the transfer portal. They brought in a lot of talent from the ACC, so they brought in speed. So Indiana has like 3 or 4 guys
Guys from everywhere.
ACC that have that type of speed. But overall, you can't compare Indiana's team speed to Oregon's team speed. Oregon has always been a fast team. So when you're that fast or whatever, like how Oregon is, it creates problems. And then you have a mobile quarterback as well at Oregon. It creates a lot of problems. Whereas Indiana, you know, it's so many guys you have to, look out for. But I would say give that coach about 2 seasons, man. He's gonna have Indiana.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe less than that.
for sure, for
So,
sure.
but to say Indiana is like a flat tire, no way, man. Like they
They're no. I'm not saying they like a flat tire, but I'm saying they was not ready at all for that game by far. And they like go over their schedule. They played nobodies all
I'm looking
year
at the schedule
long,
right now, Carter.
and they
And
were
then,
shook. That was the problem. Like they hung in that game with Ohio State, but all it took was one punch, and it shook them. They didn't know what to do. They're not a team that can rebound or go blow for blow with you. Like they not it.
Yeah, but
They trash.
Carter, you have to look at the fact of when Indiana played Michigan, and then you have to look at the
Trash.
you have to look at the game when Texas played Michigan. When Texas played Michigan, it showed you how good Texas was. Like all these games are, you have
It
to.
didn't even show you how good Texas was because Michigan was trash.
No, but no, I'm saying,
People just
no, I'm
assumed
saying,
they wasn't.
no, I'm saying everybody was riding Texas's like jock going into that Michigan game. But then when Texas played Georgia, we saw who was really the top dog, and it's Georgia. Even though Georgia has lost or whatever, but it shows you like all college football is every week. It's like add and subtract, add and subtract. When you see certain teams match up, you see who's
It's
the real. And
well,
Alabama,
let me ask you. I didn't mean to interrupt, but let me ask you guys this here real quick because I want to just bring up this point. Do you think they jumped Indiana too high in the
yes,
CFP?
yes,
Do you think they jumped them too
yes,
high? Because I'm looking at Michigan
yes,
right now when they play Michigan, bruh. Like
yes.
Michigan didn't have, they had 137 yards. Davis Warren, Michigan, no, he trash.
Exactly.
He's trash. I'm sorry. Yeah, this was a bad game. And then Indiana, Rourke threw an interception against Michigan. But you look at they 5-5, and Mike, I want to say this is that even though Indiana is not a punk, I think. Do you think they jumped them too high at number 5?
I mean,
I don't think
Yes,
so.
it's
I
so
mean,
I
yes,
think
they was undefeated. They was
yes. So
I got
what?
that's the
them
reason
at
why they
number
jumped it.
9.
Hey, Carter, that's the
So
reason why they
Put them
jumped
at
it.
what?
It was
9, man.
undefeated.
So
That's it.
look at it. Look at this. Look at this then.
Go
Indiana,
ahead. Go ahead, Carter.
You say Indiana was undefeated. That's why they should be that high. So
Mm.
why wasn't BYU in the top 10 then before that?
Carter, I was about to say the same thing because
Why wasn't
BYU got a
BYU in
worse
the top
schedule than
10 before last
BYU.
week?
because they looked at the they
Because
looked at
they knew they was about to lose.
Nah,
they
nah,
BYU should have been up there. Yeah, they should
nah.
have been up there like number 2.
Oh
Indiana,
man,
Indiana got that for the simple fact they come with the Big Ten branding. That's it.
Mm.
and
That's it.
the coaches from the SEC. But look, here's the thing, man. Like at the end of the day, Carter, saying like I wasn't worried about Indiana. I'm not worried about Michigan. I'm kind of looking at the rematch with Oregon, and I would say that I've always had respect for Oregon because Oregon is pretty much Nike. I mean, they're pretty much in with Nike or whatever. So it's a situation where
Pretty much.
it's like the future of Oregon. You know what I'm saying, now in the Big Ten or whatever. I feel like it makes it more competitive or whatever. And when you look at this whole merger, I'm not for the merger that happened. But this is what they wanted, and I feel like Oregon's gonna have a future. I feel like
Yeah, we about to take over.
hey, Tayo, I know you hadn't had a chance to speak here, but looking at Ohio State and Oregon, man, like how many do you like the Celtics and the Lakers and all that, or like them rivalries? How do you like this rivalry, Tayo, in your opinion? Because this may be a rivalry of the ages for the
I
next few
mean,
years. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's going to be interesting. You know, what I mean, we still got, we still got, the Ohio State, a team out north rivalry. You know what I mean? But like, it's going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, like, the last time Ohio State, won the championship, you know what I mean, we had to play Oregon. You know what I mean? And so, and they're still thinking about that. You know what I mean? That's been on their head. Like,
And y'all didn't play us at full strength. Let's get
since
that
then,
out there.
You know what I mean? And so,
We wasn't at full
I remember
strength.
years ago, y'all didn't have Thibodeau. I remember years ago, you didn't have Thibodeau, and y'all still beat us.
and now
We
we
wasn't
got,
at
and
full
now we
strength.
got Chip Kelly. And so, which
Yeah.
is crazy because now we got Chip Kelly and Ryan Day, and like, so which is crazy. So it's like if Chip don't try to hurt, our success, you know what I mean? Because that was his old team, and he might have like somewhere deep down some kind of favoritism to them or whatever.
Nah.
Because that was his old team.
Nah, he ain't.
Yeah.
Chip,
I feel like
Chip hate us now.
it's
Well,
gonna
not
be.
necessarily hate us, but Chip ain't like that.
Well, let me ask you
I
this. I don't know how much time.
I
Go
think
ahead, Ty.
I think one surprise that Chip Kelly is going to bring out that Oregon's not going to be ready for is the fact that there's one combination, or a few combinations that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly have worked together in the NFL, and I feel like they got at least one or two things up their sleeve that they can bring out to show like the best, combination of coaching or whatever. You know what I mean? The coaching style. So like I feel like they got some. You're going to see some trick plays. You're going to basically see like Ohio State version of Oregon. You know what I mean? Where Oregon played. It was one year Oregon played Auburn. You're going to see like a situation like that. You know what I mean? When Auburn played Oregon, that year. You know what I mean? You're going to see stuff like that. And so at least I hope so. You know what I mean? As long as Ryan Day and everybody stick to the script. You know what I mean? What they need to do. You know what I mean? Everybody go out there and they play their role and the playmakers make their plays. It's going to be a good game, you know what I mean? But I got Ohio
Y'all
State.
gotta get
I got
there
Ohio State
first.
winning the game on one
Oh, we'll
point.
get there. Who,
We gonna
Michigan?
get there.
Michigan.
I ain't looking
I know
past the team
Michigan
up
players
north.
tough, man. Come on, man.
Y'all keep saying that like.
I ain't looking past the
All
team up north.
right,
But y'all still got Washington too. Washington.
No,
They
yeah,
ain't
they
got
beat
nothing to
Washington.
play
Come
for
on,
this
Ty.
season.
Listen, Washington could beat us 75-0. We're
And they'll still
still
be in the
in the
title.
championship game.
Ain't that crazy,
Yeah,
Ty?
shit.
Mike? Ain't
Y'all
that crazy
have to
though?
win.
We
We
have to
clinched
win
our
against
spot
Michigan,
last
bro.
week.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And
Even
so
if we, and that what makes me bad about the Oregon game because we was one
Oregon's gonna be there.
dang on play away. One
And
play.
listen, if Washington beat us, y'all really better be mad. Because if we go into that game with a loss, we really gonna be we should have been undefeated. We really gonna smack y'all.
That's gonna be a war. That's gonna be a war.
I want y'all to be undefeated. I want Oregon to be undefeated.
Hey, what if we lose? Hey, Tyler, we lose.
Play.
Hold on a second. I want to ask you this. If we lose, right, who's going to be in the championship game? Oregon and Indiana? Like, what? Oh, they'll smash. Oregon will smash Indiana. That'll be unfair. That'll be so unfair. Come on, man. That'll be. Hey, Mike, what you want to wrap? While we get time to wrap up, man. Any final words to you, man?
We still got over 10 minutes, but here's the thing about it.
We got 10 minutes. Okay, hey, take the floor, man, because this is getting good, man. Because I'll tell you why. Because, man,
at the end of
at the end of the day, Indiana's going to be in the championship game if we lose.
I would like to see Oregon, win the Big Ten title. It's just not going to happen this year. I mean, maybe they may split.
Oh, there we go. Baby. And we want our revenge. There you
Sound good.
Yeah, so it
sound good.
You gave Carter more ammunition.
It sound good.
It may be a split, if anything, this season, but I just don't.
It sound good. Listen,
but the national championship. Let's talk about that though. National championship of the playoff. Ohio State and Oregon in the rematch.
We can play again.
That's what I'm saying. We can play 3 times.
If y'all win, if y'all win and get to the Big Ten championship, the loser gonna be the
Yeah.
5th seed.
Man,
Right,
ain't
right.
that
It might
crazy?
happen
But
That's
again.
crazy.
That'd
hold
be
on,
lit.
the only way we would play again is if this scenario, if we beat y'all in the Big Ten championship, because if we lose, we might not be the 5th seed.
Mm.
Well, no, we gonna be the 5th seed regardless. All right, but y'all not gonna be the number 1 seed. Okay, y'all would be a different seed. All right, now if we win, we'll be the number 1 seed. But if we lose, then y'all won't be the number 1 seed. So the only way we will play each other again is if we win the Big Ten championship and y'all go to the 5 seed, because then y'all will have to play us again. But if y'all won the Big Ten championship, we might not see y'all again because y'all wouldn't be the number 1 seed. We would be the number 5 seed, but I don't know what number seed y'all would be. Y'all would be one of the top 4, but it wouldn't be number 1.
That's what makes the seeding crazy though, because even though the Buckeyes are number 2, we may end up getting a number 5 seed as it stands now, and then we may end up
Hold on,
playing
y'all.
some.
Oh, y'all just
Yeah, we're
ranked
number 2
number
now.
2. What
Yeah, we just ranked number
number
2.
seed do y'all have? Y'all have 5? I'm
Well,
talking
right
about
now,
in
as
the
it's saying, we have 5.
Be like
yeah, in
5,
the all
yeah.
right.
That's what makes it crazy though,
Well, they
because
might
like
give
how the
y'all
seeding is,
the number 1 seed.
And
right?
honestly, and Carter, honestly, man, like what I saw from the Indiana game, man, I saw Ohio State was, they made mistakes or whatever, but they were clicking on all cylinders, man, and it looked
The
like
defense got better, Mike. Let's put it that way.
it looked to me like
Indiana ain't
no, it's
nobody.
not, it's
Y'all
not Carter, it's
always
not Carter,
do
it's not
this.
Carter. Okay, Fox hosted the game. They broadcast the game. So Brady Quinn was out there. Dublin, Ohio. Brady Quinn. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn was out there. And I think who was Matt? Was it Matt? The guy from USC.
Matt
Matt
Leinart or whatever
Leinart.
his
Matt
name. Yeah,
Leinart.
Matt Leinart.
So like they were basically saying the whole game is that at this point Ohio State's kind of like figured it out with the rotations. Like they
Mm.
have
Yeah.
they have that was the first game of the season, but at this point, Carter, Ohio State's kind of and when you look at the quarterback for Ohio State, Howard or whatever, he's now trying to be mobile, which during that Oregon game, he wasn't. He was just standing there. He was in the
In the
pocket.
pocket, yeah.
Now Howard's starting to advance the ball by running forward at 6'4". So that does, to be honest with you, I feel like that helps us. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm saying, like he
But
can
he got to stop with these mistakes, Mike. He do make crucial mistakes throwing.
right,
You know
right.
what I mean? You got to be honest with that.
And
Right, but I'm
plus,
just saying like that.
hey, and
That does,
everybody forgets that it was raining. It was raining
Oh
too
yeah,
that
that
night
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
in Oregon.
Yeah, so by Howard running now, it kind of gives us, I feel like it helps a lot or whatever, you know what I mean, for him to kind of start sneaking the ball down the field or whatever. So it's kind of taking a page out of Gabriel, during that game when he was like when he made that play and he ran down the field. So at the end of the day, man, at this point, man, Ohio State's, I'm sorry, man, like what I saw despite the opponent, I just saw the rotations. I saw like they have everything. Like it was pretty much their best. Not to say like the opponent, just the arrangement. You know what I'm saying? It was like maestro. You know what I mean? Like they had everything at
Mm.
this point. So I feel like
Well, I think everything was handed to Ohio State during that Oregon game. Those last seconds, I'm like, they can advance the ball, right, and kick a field goal and win. I don't know what they were doing. I didn't because I couldn't bear to watch the end of it because we were going to do something knuckleheadish. And what happened? Will Howard scrambled, slid, and the game was over. Hey Carter, and
Yeah.
that's the thing,
Time
right?
ran out.
I don't know if
It
you
was
were
a
holding
time
your breath during
management.
that last minute, Carter, when Howard had the
Yeah.
ball and made that knucklehead play. Because think if he advanced that ball and all they had to do was kick a field goal, right?
I
You
thought
know,
I thought y'all was going to win that game at the
at the very
at,
end
at the
or at the first
at
quarter.
the end, but
Yeah.
but it was I felt like I would have gave it to y'all and stuff. But in my personal conversations, I would have felt some type of way because that interception at the beginning, y'all shouldn't have got y'all's first 7 points. And then there was 3 pass interference calls that was on. Well, one of them wasn't on a crucial down, but one was on 4th and goal in the red zone. That's the only reason why Gabriel threw the ball, because he could have ran the ball in. Who knows if he would have got in, but he could have ran. And he started to run, and he decided to throw it. And the only reason he threw it was because he seen that the dude had a hold of him. There was no way dude could have caught that ball on 4th down when you watch that play over. And then there was a third and 6 where we got a pass interference call where our dude was going to be wide open, and dude grabbed him and slowed him down, and they didn't call it. Like, I was highly pissed off.
There was a lot of bad calls on that game. I'll admit. Or how about that one where in the first quarter where you thought that, right, or that one where he, they called it a catch, but I think he dropped it or something. Then that happened in the first quarter.
We ain't going to talk about the spitting.
The spit was ridiculous.
Let's talk about it.
Ridiculous.
Let's talk about it. Because what he do to get spit on? What he do to get spit on? Ain't nobody talking about that. What he say to my dude?
Eagle Bolton was trash talking, and he probably shoved him, and the dude retaliated.
What he say?
A penalty.
What he say to get him so mad to where the only thing he could do was spit on him? He had to say something. It's two sides to every story.
He got a visor though. He had a visor.
It's 2 sides to every story.
That's what I'm saying. He had a visor, so I don't understand. Yeah. And it really was just unsportsmanlike conduct. That's all it was. Did it make a difference? No. So.
Well, hey, I'll tell you one thing, man. When you look at what's going on in the SEC, man, I feel like it's whoever can survive the Big Ten. I feel it's going to win the championship, man. Because
I'm glad you brought up the SEC, because the only thing happening in the SEC right now is what's been happening in the Pac-12 for the last I don't know how many years.
10, 12 years.
Our conference is so good that we only beat each other, and that's the reason why we have losses. We don't lose to other people. We just lose to each other. You can date it back at least 5 years. The top teams in the Pac-12, we only beat up each other. Oregon, when they was always at top, who would we lose to? Stanford. Or we would lose to UCLA. Or God damn it, Utah would clip us. We would only
forget Washington.
lose
Carter,
to
don't
each
forget Washington.
other. Shut up. That was last year. we ain't talking about that. we not talking about that.
Oh man, that was heartbreaking.
Well, guys, we got like 60 seconds left or whatever, 50 seconds left or whatever. Carter, man, bring us home, man. This is your Oregon video, man.
Your time to shine, brother.
You got 30 seconds, man. Tell us about the future of Oregon.
The future of Oregon, great. I see Big Ten championships in our future, and our first national championship, if not this year, coming soon. As long as Dan Lanning can retain this core of coaches, I see it coming sooner than later. And I say, if not this year, within the next 2 years, easily. Moment of silence for Ohio State.
All right, guys, that's this video.
Heck no. Damn silence.
No, we got this.
Guys, on the next video.
Here's your silence.
We'll see.
We'll see. hey, Mike Glover. Hey, Pastor Mike Glover, go ahead and do a sermon right now. We got 30 seconds left. Talk about it.
Hey, he just ran, so the video is over. But we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, man.
All right.